Dangal greetings, Sir Janus. I am Renniel Anenias from 2ITC, and I will be guiding you to explore the features of our hotel management and reservation system. But first, let's have a quick preview of our program code. We put together all of the HTML and CSS. For CSS, we used Bootstrap. We inserted the link on the upper side of our HTML file. Moreover, to make it more presentable, we used Bootstrap. And there are two JavaScript files. The first is JavaScript. The first JavaScript is the user class, and the second JavaScript is the script. The user class provides a way to create user objects with different properties based on whether they are admins or regular users. It also includes methods to modify and retrieve user information, the setters and getters. The script.js contains most of the functionality starting in the sign up to booking up until charts in the admin page. Note, check the console to view the admin user and password so you can access it. And we already provided an existing dummy. You can check more of those on the console in the program.
Dangal greetings, I'm Jhounelle R Casitas from 2ITC. Now let's try to sign up first to be able to log in. When you're at the login page, click the sign up hyperlink and it will redirect you to the sign up page. Kindly fill up the form. After logging in, you can now be able to book based on your chosen room package. Just click the book now on the rooms page and it will redirect you to the booking page. Note that we only provided 5 rooms for each package. The booking page will ask you first to enter the date and package of your reservation because the system will check it first before you can proceed. Here I selected May 20 as check-in date and May 21 as checkout date, and selected the Deluxe Queen package, room number 116. Once I check the availability, and if it's available, a booking confirmation tab will appear and allows you to choose the payment method. After confirming, a thank you message will appear and will remind you to check your profile tab to view the reservation. Now upon clicking the profile, it will be redirected and it will allow you to see your details as well as the reservation. Under my profile tab, there is a change password where the user can change his or her password. Under my reservation tab, you could see that there are 2 actions available, which is view receipt and cancel reservation. View receipt will show the details of the reservation and cancel reservation button will cancel your reservation. Let's try to cancel the reservation and make another reservation again to check if it is working. Now let's try logging out.
Dangal greetings, I am Cariel Soriaga from 2ITC, and now let's try to log in as admin. The admin can view receipt of the users as well as check the users' reservations and cancellations. Under the packages tab, you will see that there are 2 actions, make available and make unavailable. Allows the admin to restrict and choose the availability of the rooms. Let's try to make the occupied room we reserved earlier to become available, which is the room 120. As you can see, the system won't allow the user to make it available since it was already occupied by a person. Okay, now let's make room 117 and 118 unavailable. We will check it later when we log in as a user again. Under the report tab, the admin can view the statistic of how frequent the cancellations and reservations based on the package. The data will reflect based on the amount of user reservations and cancellations. We research and use a library which is chart.js to make the graph. Note that we use chart.js for designing. Now that we successfully view the admin page, let's go back to check if the room we modified are available.
Dangal greetings, I am Jeshua from Baronia, and I will be discussing how we utilize divs in HTML and CSS. Under the index HTML, we merge all of the pages in one HTML. We divided each pages into divs. For example, the content of the login page is quoted in a div login page, where we can easily fade in and fade out the elements in that page. Here are the examples. In the CSS, we just merge all of the design in one CSS file. The default font is Cura, which we imported using Google Font API. Since we used Bootstrap, most of the elements in HTML already have a design built in.
Dangal greetings, I am Gideon Simon B. Cura. The user class represents a user in a system and has several properties and methods. This if statement checks if the isAdmin parameter is set to true. If it is true, then that means the user is an administrator. In this case, the constructor sets the username to admin and sets other properties like email, first name, last name, password, and reservations to null. These are the two methods of the user class. First is the setUserPassword method, which accepts a parameter new password. If called, the value of the password property of the class user will be set to the parameter of the method. Second is the getUserFullName method. If called, the method will return the first and last name of the user. Now let's view the code in the script.js. We use jQuery to manipulate the elements like pages in the HTML. The intro text will be displayed on the console upon opening the project. It includes the username and password of the admin as well as the dummy data we provided. We used fade in and fade out to hide and show pages. For example, if we go to the rooms of the top navigation bar, only the hotel rooms will fade in. The login page, main page, sign up page, profile page, booking page, change password page, contact us page, and the about us page will all fade out. Another one, if for example we go to the contact us page of the top navigation bar, only the contact us page will fade in and the rest of the remaining pages will all fade out. Lastly, the scroll to top is a function where, upon opening a new page, it will start at the top part of the web page.
Dangal greetings everyone, I am Janella C, Lorque, and now let's move on when the user wants to book a room after filling up the date and room info. And when the button is clicked, this function will be called and check whether a specific package is available to be reserved for a given room and date range. So the function then checks if the selected package is currently marked as unavailable in the storage system. So if so, it displays an alert message to inform the user that the package is not available. So next, the function checks if the selected room has any existing reservations that overlap with the selected date range. If the package is available, the function displays a confirmation message and sets some variables related to the reservation, such as the reservation fee and the room number. So the confirm booking function will be executed When the user decided to confirm the reservation, the details will be assigned in variable and will be pushed to the storage.
Greetings. I am Edrick Jan Martinez, and I will be explaining this particular function, which is the function cancel reservations begin retrieving the suits, cancel reservation, users, and transactions from their respective storage system using functions like get suits, get cancel, get user, and get transaction. It also retrieves the index of the current user reservation based on the transaction number. The function proceeds to remove the cancel reservation from the user reservation. This by using the splice method to remove the reservation at the assigned user reservation index position. The subject object in the storage user array is updated with the modified reservation list. The reservation for the specific package is also removed from the reserved to array of the corresponding suit in the storage suit. The function updates the status of the transaction associated with the reservation to cancel in the storage transaction array.
Dangal greetings, I am Roland Romo, and I will be discussing some of the getters and setters on the JavaScript file. GetSuit function retrieves the room packages from the local storage by using local storage.getItem. The retrieved data is then parsed from a JSON string back into a JavaScript object using JSON.parse. GetCancelled function. This function retrieves the cancelled transactions from the local storage by using local storage.getItem. If the cancelled transaction don't exist in the local storage, an empty array is returned. It also either returns the parse object representing the cancelled transactions or an empty array. GetTransactions function. This function retrieves the transactions from the local storage by using local storage.getItem transaction. SetSuit function. This function sets the room package in the local storage. The suit object is converted to a JSON string using JSON stringify, and then the JSON string is then stored in the local storage with the key room package using local storage.setItem. SetCancelled reservation function. This function set the cancelled transaction in the local storage. The JSON string is then stored in the local storage with the key cancelled transactions using local storage.setItem. SetTransactions function. This function sets the transaction in the local storage. The transaction object is converted to a JSON string using JSON.stringify, and then the JSON string is then stored in the local storage with the key transactions using local storage.setItem. GetCurrentFullDate function. This function retrieves the current date and time and format it as a string. It uses the date object to get the current date, time, and their corresponding day, month, year, hours, minutes, and seconds. The day, month, year values are padded with a leading zero if necessary using the slice method.
Dangal greetings, I'm Faulmino Royette M, and I will be discussing how these loops irritates over the cancellation data, update counters from different package type, and dynamically generates rows in a HTML table to display the cancellation information using for each. In the storage package, if the package name is junior suit and the package reserved to the to property exists, the junior suit reservation counter is incremented by the length of the reserved to array and so on, and then appends a new row to the HTML table with the ID table package. Each row represents a package type and includes cell populated with reservation and cancellation data.
Dangal greetings, I'm Jeshua Saladaga, and
I will be explaining the load graph stats. A function named load graph stats. This function is responsible for loading and displaying graph statistics. We utilize the chart JS library to generate a bar chart based on the data in a table. It selects the table element with the ID VTABS report and queries all the rows within its T-body. Then initialize 3 arrays labels to store labels for the chart, preservation to store preservation data, and cancellation to store cancellation data. It loops through each row in the table and extracts the label, preservation, and cancellation values from the respective cells and converts the preservation and cancellation values to numbers and adds them to the reservation and cancellation arrays respectively.